Hello everyone, sounding the alarm here. So I just want to make a short video because of one thing that has happened very recently. So I haven't seen too many people talking about it, which I find kind of weird because I think this is just huge. And because we're so close to mid-September, I figured I'd just make a video about it. Even though it's just one thing, maybe I'll talk about one other thing as well. But, so it was brought to my attention that this red heifer has been born in Israel. Now, I'm not sure if you guys realize how significant this is. So I'm just going to read Numbers 19. So, now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they may bring you a red heifer without blemish, in which there is no defect, and which a yoke has never come. So in other words, this is part of the sacrificial ritual that the Jews do when the temple is built. In order to give sacrifices, they must have ashes from a red heifer, which is without blemish and has never done any work. And they say that even leaning on the animal disqualifies the red heifer. So, to put this in perspective, so let me explain. A red heifer is essentially a red cow, a calf, that is exactly what number says, it's without blemish, but there cannot be more than 2 non-red hairs on the entire body of the animal in order for it to be qualified as a biblical certified red heifer. Now this is extremely rare, so rare that they have not had a certified red heifer for 2,000 years. And so I'm going to read this article to you. So it says, last Tuesday, the Temple Institute's Red Heifer program was blessed with results. An entirely red female calf was born, paving the way for reestablishing temple service and marking the final stage of redemption. So 3 years ago, the Temple Institute inaugurated its Raise a Red Heifer in Israel program. So they started trying to breed red heifers 3 years ago. And okay, so I'm going to read Rabbi's words here. If there has been no red heifer for the past 2,000 years, perhaps it is because the time was not right. Israel was far from being ready. But now, what could it mean for the times we live in to have the means for purification so close at hand? With the words of the Maimonides in mind, we cannot help but wonder and pray if there are now red heifers, is ours the era that will need them. And if I go to, where is it? This article over here, this is straight from the Temple Institute. So, let's see. So there's been only 9 red heifers in the past 2,000 years. No, I'm sorry. 9 red heifers ever were used to be sacrificed for temple rituals. And so they believe that the 10th red heifer, which is the one that was just certified, is the one that's going to bring in the, quote, Messiah. So yeah, let's read this. The 10th red heifer will be prepared by the Messiah. In recounting the great Maimonides' ends with the enigmatic statement, and the 10th red heifer will be accomplished by the King, the Messiah. May he be revealed speedily. Amen. May it be God's will. With this amazing statement, excuse me, Maimonides recounts in an ancient tradition that the 10th red heifer is associated with the Messianic era. Does this perhaps mean the appearance of a red heifer in these waning end times is an indication, a forerunner of the appearance of the Messiah himself, who will officiate at its preparation? This is straight from the Temple Institute, guys. So they're essentially saying that because this red heifer was just certified and there hasn't been one for the past 2,000 years, they're looking for the Messiah to appear very soon. Alright, so if you kind of do a little bit of digging, I found this on their site. So it says that the commandment calls for the animal to be a heifer that is 3 or 4 years old. 3 or 4 years old. Right? And so, if we're looking at the temple being reconstructed very soon, and I've heard that the temple takes, I've heard some different numbers, but I've heard from pretty reliable sources that it says it takes exactly 3.5 years to dedicate the temple to be ready for sacrifice. And so if we have this red heifer, which was just born last Tuesday, August 28th, and then certified September 5th, then if they need to sacrifice it when it's 3 or 4 years old, that probably means the temple is coming very soon. Again, just another sign that said, I mean, this is a straight up miracle, guys. This is a straight up miracle. There hasn't been one that's been certified for 2,000 years. And here we have a red heifer. All of a sudden, and apparently this is the last piece that they need to rebuild the temple. And we know there's going to be a temple because Revelations talks about there being an actual physical temple in Israel. And in Daniel, it talks about the sacrifice, that the Antichrist is going to cause the sacrifice to cease, which means that a temple needs to be reconstructed in the last days. And here we are, we have this red heifer, a harbinger of the tribulation, which is just extremely imminent. I mean, we could be weeks away, guys. 9/11's coming up. I'm not saying the date for 9/11, but it's a possibility. And with the Jubilee coming to an end in the next week, 2 weeks here, whichever one you believe, Feast of Trumpets or Yom Kippur, we could be on the cusp, the very, very cusp of the dispensation changing, the tribulation beginning, and all the prophecies converging. Now, there's one other thing I want to talk about. So in one of my videos, someone left me a comment which I just want to address. So it says, Feast of Trumpets, trumpets blown 11 blasts 9 times, then the last trump, 9 times 11, 9/11. Every Feast of Trumpets for millennium. And so I asked him if he had any oracles to support this. Yeah, and then this guy says the 100th blast is the last trump, which, yes, I've heard that numerous times. So if we go to this oracle over here, it's this right here. And if you go down and search, so Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets is also known as Yom Teruah, which literally means the day of blowing. Also the day that no one knows the day or the hour. There's many different names for this feast. This is the only feast day when the shofar is blown during the service 100 times. They are blown in a set pattern of 3 different sounds, blown 3 times each for a total of 9 blasts. This series of patterns is repeated 11 times. So 9 blasts, 11 times, for a total of 99 blasts. And this year, the Feast of Trumpets ends on 9/11, which is the same day that Christ was born, 9/11/3 BC, and it very well could be that the church is born on the same day that Christ was born. The rapture occurs, the tribulation begins. That's speculation. Watch my other videos if you have not done so. There's a lot of evidence that says 2018/5778 could be the timing of all these things. So I just thought this was really interesting because, I mean, 9/11, and they've been blowing these shofars for millennium, and they've been blasting 9 times, and they do that. I'm sorry, 9 blasts 11 times for a total of 99, and the 100th blast is known as the last trump. This could be pointing to Christ's birth and the rapture. It's possible. Now, there is some other things that have been happening recently, mainly over in the Middle East. Russia, Iran, and Turkey had a summit yesterday. I don't really know what it was about, but let's look this up. Russia, Iran, Turkey summit. Yeah, one day ago. Iran, Russia, Turkey presidents meet and summit. And these are the people, these are the guys that are in Ezekiel 38. Gog Magog war is extremely imminent. We don't know the exact timing of everything. I personally believe this is something that happens during the tribulation, but there's much speculation. But the fact that we're seeing these guys shake hands over and over again, and Putin has 300,000 troops over in Syria just off the coast right now. And my theory is that if the rapture were to take place this September, literally all the dominoes would fall into place. A year ago I couldn't say that, but now literally everything is ready. And if the rapture occurs, this could be the event that causes everything else to occur. And the tribulation might start exactly at the rapture. It could start a short time afterwards. I believe it's whenever this covenant gets confirmed, which, again, if you look at the original text, confirm is to strengthen, to make better. So there's a treaty that comes about, and the Antichrist comes in and says, we're going to make this a stronger covenant, signs it, and the tribulation begins. Guys, I think we're just right on the cusp of this. I just can't stress that enough. Be ready, because Jesus Christ is coming very, very soon for his church, and then shortly after, or simultaneous with, the tribulation is beginning. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all the comments and all support. The last video I did got 5,000 views in like 2 days. Like, I couldn't believe it, because the first one got like 4,000 in a month. So I can't thank you enough for the support I've gotten. Like 500 subscribers now. So let me know if you like these kinds of videos. And one more thing that just popped in my mind. So 5778, the Hebrew year that we're in right now, on the civil calendar ends either at Feast of Trumpets or Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, this month. Some people are saying that no, it's delayed a month. Okay, maybe, because they're saying they're adding the extra month that they skipped in the year 5779. Okay, maybe. So we'll look and see what happens in September. We'll look and see what happens in October. And here's the thing, though, because on the ancient calendar, we're in the 7th month right now. And on the ancient Hebrew calendar, that doesn't end until April 2019. So it's possible that things converge before April. I don't know. Let's see what happens with this peace plan. I know I said it was going to be revealed September 25th. It looks like it's been delayed, but again, that doesn't stop anything else from happening that could bring it back. And Trump has said that he has stopped all aid to the Palestinians and is not going to give them any more aid. Let's look at this. Trump stops aid to Palestinians. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Trump to the U.S. Jews. I won't give Palestinians aid until they make deal with Israel. Guys, I truly believe he's going to be the one that lands this deal somehow. And this guy, Jared Kushner, someone to watch. He's the one who's heading this peace treaty. Well, anyways, guys, keep looking up because our redemption is drawing very, very near. That's about it. Thanks. Bye.